Hello everyone. Today I just wanted to speak some few words about which is an accurate roadmap to manage a person with musculoskeletal ailment, that is pain, irrespective of body region. It may be a neck pain, shoulder pain, back pain or knee pain. So there is an infographic which I have been posted after the video. This infographic was designed by JP Canario, Peter Sullivan from Pain Age team, and Louis Gifford, one of the expertise physiotherapist, a scientific person who is not more now. So, on behalf of his memories and thoughts, this infographic has been designed. Five things to keep in mind. One is screen for serious pathology. We used to call as red flags, uh, biopsychosocial risk factors, and health comorbidities. So exclude this red flags, serious pathologies. The best example is cancer spine, tuberculosis knee joint, or osteoporosis. Like these type of problems and serious fractures, all we cannot able to treat conservatively. We need a specialist. So exclude that serious pathology. Identify and target biopsychosocial drivers of the pain and disability. Once a patient is reporting for example, a shoulder pain, so we have to analyze what is the cause of the pain, what are all the psychological issues he is having regarding that pain, and whether he is participating in society, participating in job. All this we have to analyze. This is the drivers, biopsychosocial drivers of the pain. Manage health comorbidities, underlying conditions like diabetes, hypertension, hypothyroidism, cardiac diseases, all predisposing diseases already has been taking the treatment. And next is embrace patient centered communication. That is very important. Patient centered means as per the needs of the patient. Patient is a shopkeeper. He is working in a grocery shop. He has to take the things from the upper shelf. Since he is having a shoulder periarthritis, so we are supposed to train as per the needs. This is a patient centric communication. How to communicate? Open and reflective questioning. So open and reflective questioning to get the feedback from the patient. For example, about the pain experiences, how long you are having a pain. Causal beliefs, like how it causes, what are all the possibilities to produce the pain. We should ask the patient, and previous episodes is to be present. For example, the person is having a knee pain, previously had a pain during squatting in the toilet or sitting cross-legged sitting in the temple. So now he has the same pain. He may correlate and associate memory. So that is the previous episodes of the present scenario. And coping strategies. How can you able to tolerate it? Tolerance capacity. How can you able to maintain the flare up? For example, if the pain is increasing, how you can able to tolerate it? So these type of questions for coping strategies. And impact of the pain, severity like whether it is disturbing through the night sleeping hours, or whether it is disturbing for your diet or physical activity exercises. Like concerns, how are you minded? So how about frequently your mind, you are giving an importance, psychologically giving an importance to the pain. Beliefs, whether you are having a positive belief, whether it will be cured or not, or you are having a negative belief. Do you have a hope? Definitely it will get cured, like hope you are having. Social factors, participation in the functions, participation in the gardening or friends like gathering. Goals, short term goal is wanted to play games with children or physical activity like walking, jogging, and the long term goal is returning to the job. Expectations, positive expectation or negative. Positive, as we have discussed, placebo. Negative, if somebody told that no, this pain won't get subsided, it won't get subsided through this conservative treatments, you need to go for surgical treatment. like that negative expectations. So we have to analyze. These are all the open and reflective questioning for the patient centered communication. As per the needs, we have to discuss and get the feedback from the patient, and educate beyond the words using active learning approaches. Embrace the education and central aspect of the patient care. Education is very, very important. Education in the sense how this pain is produced, how it will be, and how it will get subsided, how you have to do exercises, how you can tolerate it, how you don't bother about that pain. All these are educations, and behavioral learning is essential. For example, the patient must have a positive approaches, positive acceptance. That is very important. If they are having a negative belief, finally the pain persistence will be there. So to get rid of unhelpful beliefs and build self efficacy is very important. Patient must develop that the pain will be definitely get subsided. Such type of a self efficacy can be developed. And write down the important key information while patient sharing his metaphors stories. At that time we must notify the important issues, and it provide learning resources in the patient stories, and coach towards self management, empower patients towards engage in exercises, valued activities, and healthy lifestyles. Regular exercises, valued activities like daily doing activities, home activities, or work activities, healthy lifestyles, regular diet, regular sleep, all those things. Target unhelpful cognitive issues. Unhelpful cognitive issues like fear, anxiety, worry about the pain, physical barriers to recovery. For example, fear of squatting because the person had a pain previously due to sitting in the floor. Now he is avoiding because of fear. And forward bending. Previously had an episode of bending forward, had a pain. Now he is avoiding it. Next, weight and lifestyle factors, and this which implicates improper diet and sleep deprivation, and even mindfulness, not having a positive orientation. And finally, tailor care to the patient as per the individual needs and goals. Not able to squat, so we have to train daily activities of daily living like toileting or sitting in the floor for eating or sitting in the floor for working. Some of the lifestyles we have to tailor made according to that. So we have to plan the exercises according to that and made him squat, and help to manage the symptoms exacerbation. Especially the patient be optimistic. Ups and downs definitely will be there, so they have to tolerate it. How to cope with this, that is very, very essential.